Yes! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? My peeps! What's going on, you sexy bitches? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for video number 2 on your Wednesday night, January the 29th, 2025. Almost done with this month. We'll be done on Friday, and then Saturday we begin the very short month of February, and then before you blink, it'll be March. So, get ready. We got a long way to go still before we hit the new year. But anyway, thank you all for watching on this Wednesday night, January the 29th, 2025, right here once again on the Peter Joseph channel. I'm Peter Joseph. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, or whatever the fuck I feel like talking about, on this channel and my respective channels all down below in the gobbledygook, which you can subscribe to right now. So do it now. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but don't leave stupid comments. Bye-bye, so long, farewell to you. You will get blocked, and you can go cry to your mama if you don't like it. And that's pretty much it. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next video. And that's it. Because if you miss anything, you're pretty much SOL. You know what that means by now if you've been following my videos. But if you're here for the very first time, SOL means, ha ha ha, you suck. And that's that. But speaking of first-timers, if you're here for the first time and you like what you see and you want more, please hit that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything else, and subscribe to the channel. Show my other channels your love and support as well. I do a lot more content on those channels as well. So do it now, and as we say in the business, when you do sub, thank you for watching, and welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, you grab that cold one. Enjoy the show. You like it? Great. Hit that like button. But if not, skedaddle, get out of here, go to your dead channel or go to somebody else's channel and go bother them. But with your bullshit opinion. But it is what it is. And that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday night. We got Dynamite coming up in just a little bit. Should be a great show from Huntsville, Alabama. And we got Collision on Saturday night from Huntsville. So we'll see what happens with that. Pretty much, going head to head with the Royal Rumble. So the ratings will suck, like last week's show did. Fast national rating of 250,000 views. Ouch. That's that, and that was going head to head with the Saturday Night's Main Event, which I don't have the numbers for it yet. I'll probably have them maybe later or tomorrow, but we shall see what happens with that. But yeah, once again, AEW takes a big, huge dump on Saturday nights. But it's the way it's been for the last few months, I should say. And we got that. But we're gonna get to Dynamite probably later tonight or maybe tomorrow. Most likely to me. We'll see. We'll see how it happens later on tonight. See how I feel and all the other shit. But I hope you had a great Wednesday. It was warm here in the Northeast. 52 degrees. Very nice. But it's cooling down now. It's 37 degrees right now at this time of night. And it's going to be a little bit chilly tomorrow. Then pretty much up and down like my dick in your mom's ass. Getting a lot of rain Friday, so if you have plans Friday night, you might want to stay in. Saturday and Sunday the best of the weekend, so I would go on the weekend. So if you have plans on the weekend, do Saturday. Don't do it Friday night, because you might get soaked. But it is what it is. But hope you had a great Wednesday, and that's pretty much it. I had a pretty decent Wednesday. I took off work because I had to go get a blood test, and I had to get some things from my doctor, so got that done, and then pretty much rested. As soon as I got home, I had my sensible lunch, then I took a little nap. I did a video about Triple H being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year, So that's check out the video before that, or you can just go in the description box. It'll be right there a little bit later, or just go back a video, whatever you want to do. But we got that, so check that out. So had a pretty good day in the world of wrestling, and lot more to come as we go into the Royal Rumble. Still don't know who's gonna win, or who the top odds makers are to win the Royal Rumble for the men and the women, and for Cody and Kevin Owens for the Undisputed title in that ladder match, and a whole lot more at the Royal Rumble this Saturday night from Indianapolis, Indiana. A lot of people are starting to get there today, and then tomorrow. Then there's a lot of festivities tomorrow and Friday. We got SmackDown, I believe from Indy on Friday Night SmackDown. So that's the official go home show, and then Saturday night beginning at 6 p.m. we got the Royal Rumble, and we do have a kickoff show, but who's gonna watch that? But so we'll see what happens with that. But the Royal Rumble will officially start at 6 p.m. Saturday night. So if you're thinking of watching Collision, don't. But Collision's gonna be boring, and nobody's gonna watch it anyway. So what are you gonna do? But before we get to all that, ladies and gentlemen, on video number 2 here on your Wednesday night, right here on the Peter Joseph channel. I'm Peter Joseph. You knew that already. And if you didn't, now you know. So, once again, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you wish, and all that other good shit. Let me move on. Alright, so, really quickly, ladies and gentlemen, we'll probably go into a little bit of Dynamite in this video, so we got that. So on video number 2 on this Wednesday night, January the 29th, 2025, it is time for your late and out-of-date NXT review for last night, January the 28th, 2025, and we are emanating from center stage where NWA Power, well, pretty much the NWA has been doing some of their TV shows at. Ring of Honor has done shows there. Now we got NXT from Bad Street, Atlanta, GA. Dun, 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 dun. Yep. Gotta love that song by the Freebirds. Love it. So, it was a pretty decent show from Center Stage in Atlanta, GA. And our commentary team on Tuesday nights, the man with the creepy jacket and lots of candy for the kiddies. That's Vic Joseph. Corey Slave, he's back for a second week. Surprisingly, but okay, go with that. Alright, so I have Vic Joseph, the creepy bastard, Corey Slave, and the two-time Hall of Famer himself, the man who smokes more fucking weed than you do, and that's a fact, the Hall of Famer himself, the Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah, man! Oh yeah! Booker T! Sucker! We going for you, Hogan! No. Alright. So we got that. So Booker T, Vic Joseph, and Corey Slave at ringside. We're about 2 weeks away from Vengeance Day in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. So formulating the card a little bit this week, and we had a great women's tag team title match between Bianca Belair and Naomi taking on the Meta Girls. That's Jakar Miss Jackson, if you're nasty, and Last Legend. Done. Great match, bad ending. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But before we get to all that, let's get to what came before the main event. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we start off with a pretty good match, a women's tag team match. We got the new NXT Women's Champion, Julia, and former NXT Women's Champion in her own right, Bayley. Give me a hug. They take on former NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez, or Roxy, and her, well, don't know if they're still friends after what happened last night, and that's Cora Jade. So it was a pretty good match. Back and forth they went. Roxy sends Bayley and Julia to the floor. Then she hits some flippy dippity doos. As we go to break, we come right back. All four women are down. And then Bayley hits a stunner on Cora Jade over the middle rope. Ow. And then a cheap shot by Cora cuts Bayley off. And then Roxy and Cora double team her as the referee has to hold the champ back, Julia. She was trying to say, "Hey, referee! Do something! Do something! Do something!" But referee was too preoccupied looking at Julia's boobies. Probably, I don't know. Bastard. That's my chick. Anyway, Roxy then starts mocking Bayley's old, the way that she used to do back in the day when she was the hugger, Bayley. And then she charges into a Bayley to belly to give Bayley a little breather. Then she gets the hot tag to Julia, who sends Roxy flying with a big-time suplex. And then Cora Jade tries to run over Julia. Oops! Hits Roxy in the face. Ow, with a forearm. Julia gets a near fall out of that. And then all four women are in the ring again. Julia drops Cora Jade, I think with a, with the glamorous driver. I forget what it was, but anyway. And then Bayley comes up the top rope with the Macho Man elbow. Raining down from heaven. Ooh, yeah! Did it! So, 1, 2, 3, in exactly 13 minutes, Julia and Bayley get the win over Cora Jade and Roxy. In a pretty decent match, I gave 3 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Julia and Bayley kind of stare down, have a little stare down, and see what happens from there. Alright, then we get a video from DJ Nightwolf, Eddie Thorpe, and says he's not done. He's not done in NXT, and he's going to make his mark. Well, you already made your mark last week by losing to my boy, Oba! Who? Femi. So, what kind of mark are you going to make next? Who knows? Who cares? So, we'll see what happens with that, and we move on. Alright, so I get that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to the I Did It Grayson Waller effect with Grayson Waller and the hometown boy, A-Town, Austin Theory. So, they have another edition of the Grayson Waller effect with their special guest, the NXT World Heavyweight Champion, the big man from Wakanda, Oba! Who? Femi. So, Oba comes out, looking great. Grayson and Austin praise him a little bit, only for Austin to say he doesn't see their potential. Huh? Anyway, Oba brings up that he is the only one of them to be NXT champ, but Theory talks about how Oba is going to go to main roster and then wind up on the indies selling t-shirts. And then the crowd's like, "You're a racist!" I don't know how that came out, but... So Oba asks, "Well, where's your titles?" He says, "Alright, this is the WWE, the land of opportunity. So, at Vengeance Day, I give you and you title shot." So, Waller tries to accept, but then Ava Raine gets on the stage and says, "Hey, I make the matches around here, not you, Oba." And then Trick Willie Shamon, he was watching in the back. He goes all the way to the ring and has a little stare down with Oba. And then he beats up Grayson Waller and Theory, knocking him out the ring. Then he turns around and Oba hits Fall from Grace to lay him out. Right before his match with Wesley. So Oba's probably got at least 3 challenges now. I was thinking it was going to be a fatal 4-way. And there's a but, and it stinks. Ava thought differently, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But in any case, I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to Sarah Schreiber, talks with Izzy Dame, otherwise known as Bookie Hogan 2.0. She says there's nothing going on with her and Tony D'Angelo, my cousin, and the rest of the D'Angelo family after she helped Tony last week keep the NXT North American title because Shawn Spears was trying to hit on her and everything, cost Ridge Holland the title. Speaking of Ridge, he comes in, starts yelling at her and kind of berating her a little bit, and then Channing Lorenzo Stacks, he comes in and says, "Oh, you gotta say something about that?" So then they start going at it, And then we got a match next week on the program from home base in Orlando, Florida. Alright, so we got that. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. So then we go to break, we come back, Trick is being looked at by the referees to see if he wants to continue and fight Wes Lee. He's a little bit banged up, but he still goes on with the match. Wes Lee comes out with the rookies, Tyreek Igve and Tyson Dupont. Bears, they come out. And it was a pretty good match. Wes Lee hit a sick Meteora from the apron right on the announcer's table, and Wes Lee was almost in Vic Joseph's lap. Vic Joseph's like, "How you doing?" What's wrong? You haven't had somebody in your lap other than your wife? Come on now, Vic. Take it for the team. Anyway, so we go to break, come back. Trick kicks his way out of a half crab, drops Wes with a shot to face. Loads up the Trick shot, but Tyreek Igve pulls Wes Lee to the floor just in time. Then back in, Wes Lee is launched over the top rope onto them. And then Trick starts unloading in the corner. And then the referee trying to get Trick Willie to stop at 5 because he's got 5. Trick Willie's like, well, fuck your 5. Pushes the referee down. The referee's like, oh, fuck you. DQ. So Wes Lee wins by DQ in 10-10. Make a wish. So we got that. So Trick Willie goes berserk. Gets himself disqualified. Then he goes outside, grabs a chair, clears the ring real quick. So Trick has gone crazy since losing that title at New Year's Evil. So we'll see what happens with him as we move on. That's that. Alright, speaking of the NXT World title, Oba, well, he doesn't knock. He basically runs into Ava Raine in her office, and Ava's like, hey, now we knock around here. Starts yelling at him for overstepping his boundaries. Says, hey, and she's like, hey, you don't make the max around here, I do, so stop overstepping your boundaries with me, Oba. Ooh, Ava, ooh. Oba, I mean, really, seriously, Oba, you need to kind of like settle down because you know who the final boss is. She might be the final boss at NXT, but you mess with her, you're messing with Dwayne. You'll be sent packing back to Nigeria. Stop it. But I digress. So anyway, so Ava then makes a match with Oba defending the NXT title against Grayson Waller. So Oba's like, oh, great, beat him easily. And Ava's like, I'm not done yet. So she puts Austin Theory in the match, making it a triple threat match at Vengeance Day for the NXT World title. And I'm like, huh? What? That's basically a 2-on-1 handicap match. I mean, really? That's going to be the NXT... That's the main event. Probably, I hope it's not. So see what happens with all that. So, Oba's going to defend the belt against Grayson Waller and Austin Theory in a triple threat match at Vengeance Day. Obviously, he's going to retain. I'm still thinking Trick is going to get in and making it a fatal 4-way. But next week, Ava from her office went all the way to where Trick Willie was with Steve Corino and the other agents of NXT. She just like barges in. Hey, whoa! I mean, God forbid somebody was naked there. You know, we already seen Trick Willie's weapon one time. Ugh. Don't want to go there, but anyway, for all you ladies, and Lash, that's one thing. But anyway, moving on. Alright, so Ava goes into Trick Willie's locker room, starts yelling at him, and says, hey, says basically the same thing to Oba. Like, you can't overstep your boundaries with me. I make the match around here. And then Trick's like, she's like, you need to settle down. And then Trick's like, well, this is what happens when people lose their belt. He says, and I want my match with Oba. And Ava's like, well, I already made Oba versus versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. And Trick's like, well, what did they deserve? What did they deserve? How did they get a title shot? I mean, what makes them get a title shot, not me? You know? So A was like, well, if you think you want a title shot, then prove it next week as you and Oba team up for the first time against A-Town Down Under. Interesting. So we got that. And we move along. And pretty much I gave all that 2.5 out of 5 stars. The match with Wesley and Trick, I gave 3 out of 5 stars. So we get that. Bluff! Okay. So, Dynamite has started. We got Will Ospreay. Reach for the sky. Whoa! Bam! Who's that guy? Some guy dressed up as Will Ospreay, like cosplay or something like that. Ospreay's like freaking hugging him like he's his brother or some shit. I don't know. But anyway, so we're going to start off Dynamite with Ospreay and Brian Cage. And at Grand Slam Australia, we got Ospreay teaming up with Kenny by God Omega. First time ever. Take on the Intercontinental Champion Kensuke Takeshita, and his former boy Kyle Fletcher of the Don Callis family. And remember, Don Callis on Collision had an extra seat at his table, so there might be a 6th member of the Don Callis family being introduced. Who? Don't know. So we'll see what happens with that as we get to Grand Slam in 2 weeks. Because next week we'll be in Atlanta, GA. Should be some good shit next week on Dynamite and Collision. And that's that. Alright, let's go back to NXT right now. Alright, so once again, next week, Oba and Trick teaming up for the first time. Can they coexist? I doubt it. Taking on a well-oiled machine in Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. So we got all that. Alright, then we go back to center stage for our next match, a Women's North American title match. We got former woman. We got Fallon, don't call her Dawn Henley, along with her other members of Fatal Influence, JC Jane, and my girl, well, not doing so hot. She's wearing a face guard. I don't know how that happened. Don't ask, because I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with it. But anyway, the lovely Jasmine Nix. She's at ringside. So Fallon defends the title against the so-called #1 contender, Shotzi Blackheart, who comes out with her besties, Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. They're now known as Chemical X. Okay. Is that supposed to be like a play off of Weapon X from Wolverine? Bub. I don't know. But anyway, match was meh. Eventually the outside people, the seconds come in, they start fighting all the way to the back. Well, inside the ring, Fallon goes after the bad knee of Shotzi and slams it on the announce table, slams it hard. I mean, hard. You heard it in the next county, in Cobb County, Georgia. Maybe the big boss man heard that in his... Well, never mind. Anyway. So, she was going after the bad leg, eventually. But Shotzi somehow came back with sliced bread number 2 for a near fall. Then she crushes Fallon with a top rope backsplash senton for a near fall. Goes for another sliced bread that gets broken up. And something like a reverse exploder. Yikes. Drops Shotzi. And then Fallon goes off the ropes, hits the hoedown, or the fame-ass-er. 1, 2, 3 to retain the Women's North American title in over 10 minutes. Nothing great, but still, 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, as she's celebrating by herself, because everybody left, we hear the music of the real #1 contender, Stephanie Furcura. She comes out, they have a stare down. Then we find out that Stephanie gets her title shot at Vengeance Day. So she went from winning the title shot at New Year's Evil to losing it the week after the Shotzi. Then she gets another title shot that she... how did she get that? I'm confused. I am so confused. She loses it, she wins it, loses it, and then gets another title shot. Let's all do the CM Punk move. I don't get it, but she's gonna get a shot at the Women's North American title. Hopefully she'll win it, but then again, don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. Moving on. Alright, then we go to somewhere in the back. We have the lovely Kaylani Jordan talking to the even hotter Carmen Petrovich over Carmen's boyfriend, Ashanti the Adonis. You know, Kaylani's like, you know, he's gonna dump you like, you know, like everybody else. Like Don Callis with his weak as fuck punches. Jesus Christ. My hand! Maybe Will Ospreay's got a hard head there, Don, and your punches were weak. Weak as fuck. Ow. That's that. So, you know, Kaylani trying to look after her girl, Carmen Petrovich, but they start arguing over Ashanti. Maybe Kaylani gets with Ashanti now. I don't know. I think we got a match coming up. Yeah, we do got a match coming up next week on the program between Kaylani and Carmen. It's too much infighting going around, you know. Ladies going after the guys and having cat fights and, you know, hey, it's my man, no, it's my man, you know, this and that. And then the guys just like beating the fuck out of each other for no apparent reason. It's wild and crazy in freaking NXT land. You know, if Jay Briscoe was alive today, he'd be like, buck wild on that bitch, what? Buck wild on that bitch, huh? God bless you. Your mighty soul, Jay Briscoe, reach for the sky, boy. Gotta love that guy. Gone too soon. Gone way too soon. 2 years ago, pretty much about a week or so ago. And his birthday was a couple of days ago. And Mark's, too. So both of them are 41 years old. Life sucks, and then you die. As Vince McMahon would say. And we move on. Alright, that's that. Alright, then we go to the back. Ava Reigns making her way through the back. And we see her. I think she was talking to. She was talking to Cora Jade and Roxy. And I think we saw Bayley there too, and Julia, I think. But anyway, so Ava makes another triple threat match. This time for the NXT women's title at Vengeance Day. So it's gonna be Julia taking on Bayley, and then Roxy's like, "Hey, what about me? I don't get my rematch." And then Ava's like, "Well, you're in that match too." And then Roxy's like, "Ooh, goody." And the coach's like, excuse me?" So she goes to leave, and Roxy's like, "No, I didn't mean it like that." Their friendship might be on the rocks. Uh-oh. Alright, so we got a triple threat for the men, and we got a triple threat for the women for the world titles. So we got Julia, Bayley, and Roxy for the NXT Women's Championship. I think Julia will win, since it's her first official defense of the belt. Actually, second, because one was on the house show. Why would you do that? Your first defense of the belt is at a house fucking show. Come on now. Dumb. That is dumb. Hickenbottom, I thought you were a great booker. Are you booking that? Come on now, dude. You're starting on 2025. Very good. At least you're doing a little way better than Tony Khan this year. So moving on. All right, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go back to the ring. We have Ethan Page taking on the man who, he broke his fingers and his wrist, basically. That's Cedric Alexander. This was a meh match. Ethan did go after the broken wrist of Cedric and, banged it on the ring apron, then the announcer's table, I think against the ring post as well. Ow! And then Cedric eventually comes back, grabs a modified Koji clutch, which gets broken up with a grab of that bad hand. And then Cedric tries for a handspring, elbow, or maybe Jay Lethal's move, lethal injection. But Ethan Page kind of stops that as he kicks the bad hand. Then he hits Twist of Fate. Matt Hardy's not going to be pleased with that. So hits Twist of Fate 1, 2, 3 to get the win over Cedric. Match was alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Ethan grabs the bottom turnbuckle, rips it off to expose it, and trying to do more damage to that broken fingers, broken wrist. But then the young OG is back once again. Javon Evans, he runs in, and actually this time he cleans house, even though he's not medically cleared yet. When? I don't know when that will be. Maybe in 2 weeks, we'll see. But I think we're going to see that match probably at Stand and Deliver. Gotta say it like that. You can't say Stand and Deliver because it sounds really bad. You gotta say it like the Yes Boys used to say back a couple years ago. Stand and Deliver. And do the pose as well. So we get that. Alright, moving on. Alright, so the young OG gets a little bit of revenge on the man who broke his jaw in like 16 places. We got that. Moving on. Alright, then we go to the back. We see the lovely ladies of Fatal Influence talking about Fallon Henley's title defense and her win over Shotzi. And basically Fallon's like, I'm all ready for you, Stephanie Vercor, at Vengeance Day. So, that's that. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Moving on. Alright, then we get a rundown of the matches for next week. And then we go to a video of Josh Briggs, shows his time in Pro Wrestling Noah, where he met Yoshiki Inamura, the legend. And Josh gives him his vest so they can match. And then they talk about going after the NXT Tag Team titles with Fraxium. And we'll see what happens with that. Moving on. Alright, then we get a Vengeance Day rundown. We only got 2 matches. Those are the 2 matches announced. The NXT Women's Triple Threat and the Men's NXT World Title Triple Threat. So we'll see what happens with that. Moving on. Then we go to the main event, ladies and gentlemen, for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Lash Legend and Jakara Miss Jackson of Nasty of Metaphor. The lovely ladies. I still want to be that cream and that ebony cookie. That Oreo cookie. Anyway. They take on Bianca Belair. She's Bianca Belair. She plays with her hair. That's actually her fucking hair. She's Bianca Belair. I'll get it out. That's what she said. She teams up with Naomi to defend the women's tag team belts. Match itself was great. Bianca and Lash. I want to see that on the main roster. Because they went at it. Went move for move. They did double kip-ups. That was nice. The crowd's going, ooh. Booker T going, oh yeah, man. Gotta calm down, Booker T. Excuse me. So we get that. And then, later on in the match, we see Corey Jade yelling at Ava for some odd reason backstage. Then we go back to live action. Naomi gets over to Bianca for the hot tag. She cleans house. Get a handspring moonsault. I think it was on Jakara for a near fall. And then all 4 ladies are in the ring. Bianca gets sent to the outside for a big flippy dibbity-doo by Miss Jackson if you're nasty. Then they basically have Bianca out. They take Naomi, hit the wheelbarrow faceplant. Gilwa Kata! Bang! Finisher. But somehow Bianca barely saved the match for them and the titles. And then Lash hits a power bomb, goes for a power bomb, gets countered into a sloppy X Factor for a little bit of a breather. And then Jakara gets a very near fall off a counter of a roll up from a roll up. Jakara got 2.9999999999995, and the crowd's booing because that was 3. And on TV, it looked like it was 3. The referee, whoever that dumb referee was, count faster, asshole. And commentary even pointed it out. Shit. When commentary points out that was 3, it was 3. But anyway, after that, Naomi and Bianca pick up Jakara, hit a double KOD, 1, 2, 3 to attain the goddamn women's tag team belts. Match itself was great. 3.5 out of 5 stars, but stupid ending. It seems like Jakara and Lash are always this close to winning those tag team belts. And just, they get the Enzo and Cass treatment. The rug gets taken out, Speaking of getting taken out, Will Ocean Spray wins the match by, a very unusual disqualification, as Lance Archer came in. And now, 2-1 beatdown on Ocean Spray. Now, Kenny God Omega comes in with a chair. And why is Brian Cage just standing right there? Go figure that one out. Anyway, so, Kenny comes in. Cage just stands there as Kenny hits Lance Archer in the gut with the chair, then on the back. Then he turns around. Cage could have knocked him the fuck out, and then Kenny just throws the chair right in his face to knock him out the ring. So then we have a stare down, and then Fletcher and Takeshita come in for a 4-on-2 beatdown. And Don Callis is just at ringside loving it. I don't see anybody coming out to save Kenny and Ocean Spray. So this is a 4-on-2 mugging right now. And now Fletcher and Takeshita hit dual tombstone power drivers. Stereo tombstone power drivers. Good God almighty, Tony Schiavone. And then the Don Callis family stands tall as they lay out Kenny and Ocean Spray. So, but I think, Ocean Spray is going to get, and Kenny are going to get their revenge. They'll win that match at Grand Slam. But then again, you got to worry about who that sixth guy is. Because you count Don as 5. Kenny tried to go after Don tried to get a couple of cheap shots. Kenny went to go after him, and then they basically whipped his ass. And now Brian Cage, right in the gut. Right where that surgery was for that diverticulitis. Ugh. So they really took out Ocean Spray and Kenny, and nobody came out to save them because I don't even think anybody wants to come out and save them. But basically a 4-on-2/5-on-2 beatdown. And probably going to be a 6-on-2 beatdown at Grand Slam. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so Dynamite opens up with a, not a banger per se, but a pretty decent match as Ocean Spray wins the match via disqualification as Lance Archer gets in the ring and attacks him, and then Kenny comes out for the save, but then, Fletcher and Takeshita continue to beat him down. They're still beating him down, and now, And now Osha's friend, like, covers him, like, leave me alone! Leave my friend alone, Bluff! You've done too much! Alright, so we'll see what happens at Grand Slam on Saturday, February the 15th, 2 weeks from Saturday, on TNT and streaming on that great streaming site, Max. Well, we got that. Alright, also tonight we got Jeff Jarrett, J-E-F-J-A-E-T, that's Jeff Jarrett. He has to beat Claudio to get a world title shot against Moxley. And speaking of titles, the CEO, the TBS champion Mercedes Moné takes on the number one contender, Yuka Sakazaki. That should be an interesting match. Ricochet is going to take on AR Fox. Boring. We saw Swerve beat AR Fox on Collision the other night. And now we got Renee. Whoa, where's Hangman going? Renee's outside Swerve Strickland's locker room. Hangman's looking for him. And now they were in the back. Uh-oh. And now my feed starts to cut out because of the wind. What else is there? But anyway, Hangman runs into MJF, of all people. And MJF kind of takes offense to that. He's like, yeah, everybody get running into me. What's up with that? And then Renee's like, Hangman did nothing wrong. And he's like, I'm a nice guy, you know. And then the guys who were behind them left. I don't even know who those guys were. Probably just random guys. So Renee's like, what do you got to say for yourself tonight? Because he was supposed to do some type of segment. So I guess we're going to get it now. Oh, you mentioned the prophecy. MJF, you bastard. You're not part of it. You never will be, you tiny Michael cock. There, so we got that. So, MJF's talking about Jeff Jarrett taking on Claudio. So we got the match with Jarrett and Claudio next, but then MJF says, I got an offer you cannot refuse coming up probably after the match, so we'll see what offer MJF has for Double J coming up. I think Jarrett will get the title shot, will not win it, obviously. Whenever that match happens, probably a Grand Slam. That too. So we move on with that. Alright, let's finish off NXT. So like I said, Bianca and Naomi pin Jakari Jackson with a double KOD 1, 2, 3 in just under 13 minutes. So they get the win. Match itself, like I said, it was great. 3.5 out of 5 stars. Bad ending with that kind of botched, should have been 3 count. So we should have had new women's tag team champions if the ref didn't fuck up. But what can you do? So we got that. So that ends NXT, or so we thought, because we then get a color test pattern saying WWE transmission, but then those words get taken out, and then we see Vengeance Day. So somebody is coming at Vengeance Day, and everybody on Twitter, everybody on YouTube is like, who is that? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? And everybody has their theories. I have a couple people. I think it's going to be Mustafa Ali, because he's done something like this before. Remember when he had that thing on his hand? And it was supposed to be like the hacker, and that didn't go nowhere. And then kind of made up for it with Retribution, but that went nowhere either. So, by the way, my feed just went way back. So. I think, well, you know, I got satellite, and sometimes the wind messes up the satellite. It happens. But I think I'm back to live, not stream. But it is what it is. So we get this WWE transmission thing turning into Vengeance Day. I still think I think it's Mustafa Ali because he's done something like this before. It could be Sami Callihan because remember when he was Solomon Crow, he did stuff like that. And now people are saying it's the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys doing something like that with the color feed? I mean, you never know with the WWE TNA partnership, which is pretty much going to begin at the Royal Rumble, because I think we're going to see a lot of TNA people. Jordynne Grace, maybe not. She says when she's not even there, she's hosting a 50th birthday party for her mom. So, I don't know if she's going to be in the Rumble or not. I hope she is, but then again, we won't know until Saturday night. And on the men's side, I think we could see Joe Hendry. That's probably a definite. And then we could see Josh Alexander. Maybe Dolph Ziggler returns to WWE. That would be great. That pop he gets will be a massive. Even Joe Hendry's would be massive. I don't know about Josh Alexander's pop, but, you know. For the women, could see Jordynne Grace. I'd love to see Masha, my girl, my demon assassin, my demon wife, Rosemary. So, we'll see what happens with that. And a whole lot more at the Royal Rumble. And then, as we go to Vengeance Day, we'll see what this, color, test pattern color feed thing is. Sami Callihan, or the Hardys, or it could be Josh Alexander himself. I don't know. It could be Mustafa Ali. Could be anybody, really. So we'll see what happens with that 2 weeks from Saturday. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Alright, I'm gonna go watch the rest of Dynamite. We got about an hour and a half or more of the show. We got Claudio coming out to take on Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett's gonna win to get a title shot at Moxley for the AEW World Title. So we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. What the hell are you wearing, Claudio? Claudio has this jacket and it has like receipts on it. Like he went to the local cafe. You know Claudio likes that coffee. Welcome to my coffee. I am Claudio. Welcome to my cafe. So he probably went to the nearest Starbucks over the last couple weeks and got all these things on his freaking jacket. It's weird. It's on the front, it's on the back, on the side. I can't even tell what it says. That's a pretty cool jacket there, Claudio. Because he's the Swiss. Maybe I'll ask Chugs, Adam Cole baby, about it. He's good friends with Claudio. Maybe I'll ask him on his Twitter page, or maybe if he I don't know if he's gonna be on his Twitch channel tomorrow. It'll probably be Friday. So probably if he's on Friday and Saturday, I'll ask him about. It's like, hey, what was up with Claudio's? I have to ask him on Twitter because I can't really ask him on his Twitch channel because it's basically gaming. We can't ask wrestling questions, which sucks. Because he knows that guy, Adam Cole. So we'll see what happens with that. All right. So we move on. So Jarrett versus Claudio right now. And Jarrett has to win in order to get his title shot against Moxley. That I don't even think he's going to win, but, we'll see what happens with that. And don't forget, MJF has a offer to Jarrett coming up, probably after this match, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Official rating for NXT last night, I thought it was pretty decent. 7.25 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show down below in the comments section. And that's pretty much it. Also, don't forget to watch my previous video about Triple H getting into the Hall of Fame. Not official from WWE yet, but every dirt sheet website is pretty much saying that he's going to be the headliner for the Hall of Fame this year at WrestleMania the night before, night 1. So, we'll see what happens with all that. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, if you're not down with all that, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man! And that's it. Have a great rest of your night. I might be back later with your Dynamite review right here on the channel, so a triple threat possibly right here on the Peter Joseph channel. And we'll see what happens with that. I know Colonel De Beers passed away a couple days ago. I will do a tribute to him probably tomorrow on the Metal Guy channel. So it'll be a little bit of a delay, but I apologize for that. But I will do my own tribute to Colonel De Beers, who passed away a couple of days ago. So, a great wrestler. Had great feuds with Sergeant Slaughter and Jimmy Superfly Snuka in the AWA. So we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow afternoon before I go to physical therapy, because I gotta do that after. Well, I gotta work, and then I gotta work till about 1 o'clock, and then I'll do the video really quick, and then I'm out of here for pretty much the rest of the day. So, because I got other things to do. So on my Thursday, and then Friday pretty much will work, and then got the weekend off, as I always do. But I will be watching the Royal Rumble, and then Sunday is the Pro Bowl. Nobody watches that, but I really got nothing to do Sunday except for Sunday dinner and with the folks and the missus, and that's pretty much it. Anyway, speaking of dinner, I'm gonna go have my sensible dinner in a little bit. And William Yuta just came out, that idiot, and he's got a match coming up later with Jay White, the Switchblade. Wait, with Switchblade. So we got that. So I hope Bryce kicks him out, but I guess he won't. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace!